What's up YouTube, Barcode here. Today I'm bringing you another DHC video. This video is going to be about my third underrated champion, the Water Valkyrie. Real quick, please comment down below. I want you guys to help me choose what video I'm going to do next. It's going to be one of either four things. The first one was going to be PvP arena strats, so team comps, the meta that we're in right now on offense and defense. The second one is going to be titled The Answer is Widow. Okay. Third one is going to be how to properly skill up. A lot of that's pretty much common knowledge for most. Some don't know if this is their first kind of game in this kind of genre, so I'm giving you the option for that. And also to keep or sell gear, determining what other gear drops, if you want to keep it or sell it. Okay. Water Valkyrie. Okay, first off, a lot of the 5v5 players would probably say no, she's not underrated, and I get that. She is a better option in 5v5. A lot of people don't venture into 5v5, but this is why I feel like she's underrated, because she gets outshined by Nature Valcke and also Light Valcke. There's tons of videos out there on them, but I feel like Water Valcke is very underrated, and she can be used pretty much anywhere in all of the content in the game. The Water Valkyrie, there's a couple different ways that she is useful and a couple different ways that she can be built. Water Valcke is really good for clearing waves, as in all Valkyries that are built on damage specs. For a tank spec, it would be more of a support healer with the buffs of attack speed, but I'll show you what I have and what she can be built for. Currently, she has my Water Valcke has about 20,000 health, 1300 attack, 263 attack speed, and crit rate about 55%. Now what I use her for is a triple timekeeper type of deal in Widow. You can actually solo heal with Water Valkyrie if she is built right, and depending on your team comp. Water Valkyrie, I mainly built her for 5v5, and being water, I knew I could use her anywhere else in the content of the game, of endgame anyway. So I just felt like she was a good option, and the more I played with her and the more I skilled her up, I tended to like her even more. So like I said, Valkyries are there to kind of speed up your waves, because if you're using timekeepers in your Elder Drake or your Steel Widow, they are not as good as other characters in the waves portion. Now when you get to the boss, timekeepers just rip, but and rip meaning not rest in peace, rip meaning good damage. So you need someone that is there to clear the waves a little bit faster, and Water Valkyrie could be a good option for you. Currently I have her built on Adept, and it's just attack speed, attack. There's a couple different ways you could build her. You could do attack speed, crit damage attack. You do attack speed, crit damage, HP if you want her to survive more. It's really about your overall stats though, like I say, in all types of different builds, but she can be very useful. Let's talk about her skills. Her first basic skill, her zap, is her auto attack. Every third attack bounces, hitting a maximum of 3 enemies. So during the wave portion, this can be huge, especially when you have good attack, good crit damage, and you are the attack speed is just crazy, so you just wipe all the waves out. Okay. The second skill, which is based off of attack speed as well, silences the enemy, and it's a small area of effect damage, but it does hit very hard. The third skill is her heal. I still need 3 skill ups for it, but it's based on attack and attack speed. Currently, without the extra level 3 and level 4 healing skill ups, she is healing for about 8,000, but it's on 11-second cooldown and on Adept, and if you run it with a timekeeper, you can see where this goes. So she can solo heal pretty well, because it will heal for 8,000 to 3 allies total. And then she has the raise attack speed, which helps herself and her team, and haste to herself and all nearby allies. Now, the haste is what I think is really underrated, okay? Haste will help your team move out of the stupid AoE that the AI loves to stand in sometimes, so, and gets them out quicker of the, for example, Elder Drake's breath in the air phase. So this can help you out tremendously as well. A lot of people don't really look into movement speed or haste very well, and that's going to be another video for the future, is move speed, because I have a lot of options and discussion about it. But I feel like haste on her is very underrated. So let's see what Water Valcke can do. I am going to show Arena first, as I am here. I'm bringing Kendrick, which is going to help both my Nature BM and the Water Valcke. I'm bringing Basalt for the strip for the immunity that the light Basilisk is going to put out. And then Nature BM is just going to tear everything up. And then Water Valcke is not only there for the extra damage, but she's also there as a safety net in case my light golem gets low or my Nature BM gets low. She will be there to throw out a heal and keep my team up a little bit longer. You know, one thing to think about when you bring a, when you build a Water Valcke is she's not typically just a straight nuker. She's not a straight healer. She's going to bring both aspects, and I've showed you damage meters in Elder Drake 10 or wherever, Golden Bull or whatever it was, in a previous video, but she can be used in Arena as well. So let's get started with that. So before I start this, I just want to point out that the Nature BM is going to do most of the damage work, okay? The Water Valcke, Kendrick, Basalt, they're just going to be the backup damage, pretty much just to clean them off, to support the Nature BM, okay? But that being said, Water Valcke is going to be the safety net. She's going to bring the damage, she's going to bring heals, just in case stuff goes down, you know what I'm saying? So I will put this on auto and we'll see how this works. So Kendra's going to throw that out. They got a lot of heals, and that's why you bring a safety net. However, Water Valcke is going to put out some damage to finish them off with the Nature BM. Round 2. See if I can do this again. That team is pretty tanky, actually. But Water Valcke there with the extra damage helps out a lot. So, and that's it. And that was a comparable level. I'm only level 29. I'm not level 40 like most. You would think I would be, but I just don't have a lot of time, especially the town I'm working in right now. I have no internet service there, so I can't farm in my pocket. So level 29, level 28, I just kind of did around the same level comparison to what you may be fighting. So I just wanted to bring the team. So let's check out the meters. Like I said, it's just a safety net. The light Basalt, the Water Valcke, typical same damage, but the nuke on the second skill, I'll try to do another one to show you the kind of damage it does, but it does some good damage and can clean somebody off after Nature BM does her thing. Alright, so I'm going to put it in about half speed. I'm just going to focus on Water Valcke and show you the type of damage that her burst can do. And this isn't on a crit damage build, mind you. She only has about 56 crit or whatever the case may be. It's kind of hand-me-down runes or gear. Anyway, so I'm just going to show you what the damage is on a attack speed, attack build. So let's get this on auto. Super slow motion. So there's attack speeds, 11,000 damage on that second skill of hers. So even though Nature BM obviously does a ton of damage, that second skill is just going to help burst someone down like a Xenia or a Dark Dryad that has the heals, that may survive without that burst. Now, I could put her on a crit damage build and see how much extra damage she does. She loses attack. However, we can kind of compare on what the damage would be if I had a crit damage gear, but I don't, so are we. So let's start off with Elder Drake 10. I'm going to use Water Valcke as a solo healer. I'm going to bring a Timekeeper for the cooldown reduction in this champions by 15% leader skill, and also his first basic skill every 5 seconds lowers the cooldowns. That'll help Water Valkyrie solo heal this. I'm bringing Water Siege for the boss, and also the Timekeeper for the ongoing damage for the boss phase. I'm bringing Water Basilisk for the immunity, since I don't want armor break at all on me. So let's see what we do. So Water Valkke's mainly going to be helpful for obviously the solo healing, and also for the wave phases. Alright, let's focus on Water Valcke here, because nobody wants to see a siege tower running around, and we're talking about Water Valcke. So as you can see, she has the attack buff from Mojo, she has attack speed by herself, and she has the cooldown time. She puts out pretty decent damage as 5-star, and just attack speed, attack. Okay, it clears the waves pretty quickly, along with everyone else doing their damage, but she is the main damage that's going on in the wave phase right now. The way I know that is because I can quit the match right before the Drake comes up, so that I don't put any damage onto the Drake, and then I can see who performs best in the waves, and Water Valkyrie does perform the best. So we are at the Drake phase with this team in a minute. So let's see what they can do. As you can see, Water Valcke and Timekeeper's health was pretty low. 1 heal from Water Valcke and it's at full. Again, same thing with Siege Tower, and that is a HP based person. So, and her heal isn't HP based; it's attack and attack speed. So everything, and as you can see, you see how fast the whole team moved out of those breaths. It just makes the Elder Drake so much easier, in my opinion. She's so good to have as, 1, a 5 vs 5 champion, and 2, someone that you can run speed clears with. Obviously I didn't get the Drake down before the air, and that's the only way you can do a speed team. Now if I went like Water Valcke and, you know, Nature, Munchkin and Kendrick and Nature BM, or whatever the case may be, but that would be more of a speed nuke team, which I'm not there yet currently, but we all will be at one point. But that is a option for your Elder Drake 10 team. Obviously you would take out Dark TK, put in Water TK, or whatever the case may be, but let's check out the numbers. As you can see, this damage right here is on par with a Timekeeper. Does more damage than a Water Siege, which obviously on the wave phase is huge, but overall, I mean, the Water Siege still didn't even come out over top after the boss phase, so it's pretty good. I mean, like I said, she's very underrated in terms of PvE wise. The healing that she puts out is amazing. Just a great option for Elder Drake 10 if you had the right team comp. Okay, so here's a Steel Widow 10 team with Water Valkyrie. Okay, now mind you, you can use different combinations of team comps, whatever, but what you want to really do for Steel Widow 10, and I can do a whole video on that too, but bring 2 strippers, bring a healer, bring a ton of ongoing damage, bring even a Disorient, which is huge. I talked about that in my last video, which the Water Siege puts on the ultimate, and it lasts a very long time actually. But Disorient, 2 strippers, a bunch of ongoing damage, and a healer, and you can easily do Steel Widow 10 as long as all your guys are 5 stars. However, but this is my current farming Steel Widow 10 team. I actually level 2 fodder when I do Steel Widow 10, and that's just for me to save resources here because I don't pay for them. And then it's just, I just use Water Archangel, Dark Timekeeper, and then the Siege, Water Siege, and then I bring 2 fodder. Yes, it works. Water Archangel is OP. Anyway, let's get back to the point. This is going to be what Water Valkyrie can do on a Tripper Timekeeper team in Steel Widow with a bunch of ongoing damage. She's going to solo heal the whole raid, and obviously you can use, you know, I'm using Fire TK. He doesn't have ongoing damage, so just replace what you want in this, and with the 2 strippers, like I said, and you'll be good to go. I just get a lot of flack on Dark TK just because he can do everything, but guess what? I have a second one and I'm building it. Salt. Alright, so let's switch to Water Valcke because, like I said, we don't want to see a little kid driving a tank around nonstop. So in this scenario, she doesn't have the attack buff like she did in Elder Drake 10. However, she puts out a lot of damage still, helps clear the waves very quickly, and it's just the quicker you, I mean, a lot of speed teams and the way that people get low times is the waves. I mean, it's not about getting to the boss and killing as quick as possible, except for Elder Drake 10. If you clear that before he goes up in the air, then it's definitely a speed clear. But for this, for example, the quickest thing that gets people through these Steel Widow teams and a Firewall team is the waves. So it's kind of important to be quick on the waves, so you always want at least one wave clear that will also benefit you in the boss fight. That's why I use Water Valcke. So Water Valcke, she will solo heal the whole team with 3 TKs, and as you can see, the timers with their basic skills, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then, well, unfortunately, she's actually, there we go, it went from 5 to 2. She was literally on the same cooldown as their basic, but as you can see, it's going to be close to 1:30. Yep, 2 seconds of animation time. Anyway, let's see. And we're going to keep it because I don't need 5-star gear, even though it's probably decent for some players. So let's look at the damage. As you can see, no attack buff this time, but she still puts out the second most damage behind Water Siege, because that Steel Widow has a lot of health. So there you go. Alright, now let's talk about Ultimate Blitz. Currently, right now, I'm already done with normal Blitz. I'm working my way up casually on Epic Blitz. I'm on Epic 21 right now. I am going to bring Water Valkyrie just as a solo healer. With the damage and water and the healing that Water Valkyrie provides, she can solo heal, as you've seen before. And this is kind of the team that I change about the nuker down. I change depending on who I'm facing, but typically these 4 other ones are typically who I use all the time. So let's get started on this. Okay, I know I did a short video on Ultimate Blitz, just a couple tips and tricks of what you can use. First tip I'm going to show you is, again, that I showed you before. Am I repeating myself? Probably. Is the tactical mode. So if any of your guys get low, you can always go into tactical mode and pause the game down and move them around by just clicking on whatever character you want, champ you want to move, and then you just click where you want them to move, for example, right there. So whenever someone gets low, you kind of want them to get into the back line so they stop taking damage. Another thing is, if you can notice with all the bright lights on the screen, the enemy usually goes for the weaker elements first. As you can see, the Fire Archangel, they don't go towards the strong elements, but they do navigate towards their weaker element. So you kind of want to think about that too. If there's high water damage teams and you bring a fire tank, they're going to go after him first, and your healers can back him up. So yeah, I mean, solo healing, Water Valkyrie, and Ultimate Blitz. See the stats. Yeah, damage okay, whatever. Didn't even really need to heal because Fire Archangel did all the work with the shield. But anyway, as you can see, I mean, it's just extra damage, extra safety net if she needed to heal. But it's just good to have someone that can heal and damage outright. I'm trying to pull a light derby girl so I can test her out as well. I have tested some of my friend reps with that, and she is pretty decent. I'd like to get her myself so I can build her a couple different ways and test her out. But obviously, she can be used in Ultimate Blitz as well. Now, farming wise, farming for Water Valcke. She can farm. Better on Vampire, or lackluster if not. So if you do want to use her as a farmer, I would recommend for you to put her on Vampire. But and the highest stage that you can really go is not board 7, it's board 6. Stage 3 would be the most optimal place for Water Valkyrie to farm. So farming wise, she's not the best because you can't farm anywhere with her on board 7 because it's all nature. However, she can be good here. So let me show you what she can do. This is on an adept set. This is not on Vampire. So here we go on adept. The problem with not being on Vampire is when she doesn't have her heal up, she's kind of dead if she doesn't have any kind of immunity or anything like that. But it really just depends on if someone hits her super hard. However, she can do it. And because this isn't like a chase, I mean not a chase, but yeah, a chase. She can't really, it's not like a speed clear. So technically she wouldn't really be the best farmer, but she could if you're limited on who you have for farmers. Not everyone has a blade master. And of course I get a phone call right when I'm doing that. Anyway, so she's Water Valcke. She can farm. I'm not on double experience, so it's actually 3,600 experience when you're on double experience at board 6 any stage. So if you can't farm board 7 to get the extra experience, she can be useful in board 6. It's not fast at all. Maybe if on an attack crit damage, attack speed crit damage attack build, she might actually do a little bit better. But that was on adept. But it's much more safer if you do Vampire. So if you want to, figure it out. But adept works. 2 minutes 10 seconds. Not the fastest at all. Very slow. But that's why I farm my fodder in Steel Widow 10. So that's all the time I have today for this video, Underrated Champ Episode 3, Water Valkyrie. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe to my content. Hopefully it helps you out. Water Valcke, for me, I love her personally, can use her anywhere in the game. 5 vs 5 I didn't really show just because she's already known to being pretty good in 5 vs 5. And I've talked about her before in 5 vs 5 too. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.